here with Miggy. He doesn't need an introduction, but if you don't know him, he's one of our amazing influencers in this space. He educates the community. He is a content machine. Let me just say that right now. So good to have you. Welcome to Decentral.
Thanks, I appreciate the opportunity to be here and just get to connect with a lot of people who are either already in the space or looking to learn. It's always a good time. Decentral is one of my favorite conferences to be a part of, and it's just nice to be here and get to meet you finally.
It is, yes, absolutely. It's nice to meet you, and this is not your first Decentral, just like you said. This is your third one. We had Miami, we went to Austin when we came here.
Yes.
What's the mood at Decentral Miami this year, and how does this event different from the previous ones?
Oh man, even just from the year passing from last year in Miami, it's already a big difference. A lot more interest. There's a lot more participants as far as booth sponsors, title sponsors, and things like that. Austin, I think, really kind of set the tone for them, because last year in Miami was great to be a part of the conference, great to vibe with people, and everybody was just kind of seeing what Justin Wu and them were working on. But then when it came to Austin, it just kind of like 10x, where everybody was like, okay, here's a repeat, but this is even more engaging, more fun, more community involvement. And then now fast forward to here we are in Miami, where they just even grown that even more. The interest is very high level. I think with their focus being on the community and making sure they have value and fun, is going to be key for them. But it's already grown. Like I from now to last year, like it's already a lot better, and I'm super excited to be here.
It looks like, slowly people are starting to come. You just got off this stage, amazing conversation about multi-chain. What was your goal with that conversation?
Thank you. So with that, what I tried to focus on was giving each panelist time to speak, because they had wanted to be here and done the things necessary to participate. But what I wanted to do was also kind of convey a little bit of each person's expertise on the topic, and then kind of get, what they're doing in the space that involves that topic. So just really kind of like I mentioned during the panel, getting like an idea of what the concept of multi-chain is, because there's so many different things about it, so many different definitions, and it does mean all those things. And so, we try to focus in on what we meant and the different aspects of it, and just let people know that cooperation, participation is a big focus, and it benefits everybody in this space. And so again, my focus was just kind of laying on the expertise of these other panelists, and then just kind of getting to know what they're doing to help make that happen.
You and I earlier were talking about shifting a lot of our attention toward metaverse and gaming, because we both felt like there's a lower barrier to entry, and it's easier to get people in the metaverse and part of the game and having fun.
Right.
When it comes to mass adoption, why did you shift your focus toward the metaverse and gaming? You're very involved in that. Tell us, why is your focus in that direction now?
Well, for me, what I've always been focused on in this industry is mass adoption and onboarding people, making the information and the tools, the platforms as accessible as possible by creating awareness or teaching people. And so as I've seen the game industry itself grow and develop, what I'm seeing now is a really big opportunity to push that agenda even further by tapping into something that a lot of people are already very interested in. There's a huge community out there spending lots of time and money playing games that they enjoy, that they think is fun. And so what we see now in Web3 are companies trying to create games that tap into that monetarily. But what I'm seeing is this opportunity to use their game as teaching points to help onboard those gamers into Web3. And so because there is already such a large community, I think with just some minor adjustments, especially a shift in focus for these Web3 games, they can really key into that by getting people interested in their game because it's fun and engaging, but then also having them choose whether they want to get involved with Web3, and then having the opportunity to do so by using that game's content as that onboarding process. So it's kind of like a double win, where you get awareness on the game, you get to tell people about it, but you can also onboard them into Web3 by having content that, one, they're most likely going to listen to because they already have interest in the game itself, and then two, they'll retain it because of that interest. So most time, you can have somebody look up on YouTube, what is a blockchain, what is a wallet, but chances of them actually retaining that information, very minimal unless they're just really die-hard studious. Yeah. But with the game, if they're already interested in the game itself, they're most likely going to learn and absorb that information and remember, retain it, use it because of that already predetermined interest and invested time. And so I think it's a good chance. There's a good chance that I could really reach a lot of people, especially advising for different games, to have them do the same. And so I think in the next couple of years, we could definitely see a big flow of people in if games for Web3 focus on that.
Speaking of the next couple of years, we had a pretty rough 2022. What was your takeaway from 2022 and everything that we experienced? And what are you hoping to see in 2023?
So for me personally, as I said, I've been in the industry for about a decade now, so I've had the opportunity to see a lot of crazy things. And what I'm seeing now is a repetition of those, maybe in bigger scale. So my takeaway this year is that, if we focus on the financial part of cryptocurrency, as far as the value pegged to US dollar, market aspects, then we'll miss opportunities to really utilize the technology and see the value in that. And so what I'm hoping is that with all the stuff that's happened this year, all this crazy market mess and all these things that have just kind of woken people up to pay attention to the space in general, I hope that this will give projects an opportunity to take a step back to focus on what really matters, which is the technology. Because despite the markets and the craziness and the scams, majority of these protocols still continue to work. Even if Bitcoin's value is $5 tomorrow or $1 million, the blockchain and the protocols still work. These smart contracts still work. So there's a lot of value in that, right? And I think these will be the times that people will have that opportunity to rediscover that and focus on that part. And then, when we have a good financial market run, it's just going to be even better. But I'm hoping we'll see that. We'll see more builders come about because they'll finally, if they can't trade and make money, what else are they going to do? They got to find other opportunities and see, what do we do with blockchain? What do we do with NFTs? What do we do with crypto? And I'm seeing that that'll happen, or at least hopeful for that.
Well, we're both hopeful for that. His name is Miggy. Miggy, people can follow you where on Twitter, social media?
You can find me on Twitter at crypto33miggy. Just look for me there, and it'll get you connected to everywhere else that I'm at.
And he runs a bunch of amazing spaces. If you want to learn, this is the man right here. Miggy, thank you so much for meeting with me today, and we're going to see more of you in the next couple of days.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It was great to meet you, and it's great being here, so we'll catch you guys later for sure.